Okay, so you should have all of your medians drawn in. The point where the three medians intersect, that's our centroid. Go ahead and label that point G. Now, before we continue with our activity, let's go ahead and talk about these a little bit. You should have your sheet that looks like this. If you have that, get it out. If you have it out, high five. Let's go over some of this stuff. Well, we can't really, because you can't see it. But you'll notice on here there's a whole list of information. The main of which is this statement at the end. The distance from a vertex to the centroid is exactly 2/3 of the length of the median. What that means is the distance from a vertex to the centroid is exactly 2/3 of the length of that entire median. To illustrate this, I'm going to measure one for you guys, but I expect you to measure all three of these and write them in. The length of this median, segment BD, is 10 centimeters. So I'm going to write in the length of BD is 10 centimeters. The length of segment BG should be exactly 2/3. When I measure that out, I get 6.66, almost exactly. Now ask yourself, if we divide BG by BD, we should end up with the fraction 2/3, or 0.66 repeating. If we divide those on our paper, BG divided by BD should give us 6.66 divided by 10, which is of course equal to 0.66, exactly as it should be. Take a moment and measure the other three and write them on your paper. Shouldn't take too long. After we get done with this, we're going to go ahead and start on our activity. But while you guys are doing that, let me remind you of one more important, I guess you'd say, topic when we're dealing with medians. Each median, so the segment BD, segment AF, and segment EC, each of those medians divides this triangle into two other triangles. An interesting property of that is that the areas of the two triangles are equal. So this triangle ABD should have an area equal to the triangle DBC. The triangle BAF should have the same area as the triangle FAC, and so on. So after you verify that each segment BG is 2/3 of BD, CG is 2/3 of CE, and AG is 2/3 of AF, I also want you to find the area of the triangle ABD and find the area of the triangle DBC. You should find that those are equal. You need to remember the area of the triangle. It's 1/2 times the base times the height. Now don't confuse the height of a triangle with one of its sides. So suppose we look at the first triangle only. I'm going to cover up that other half. if we just focus on this triangle, we can choose this side as the base, but don't confuse this or this with the height. Remember, the height of a triangle is always perpendicular to its base. So if we wanted to find this height, we would have to find a segment that's perpendicular to this base and that goes to the highest point. In this case, it would be right here. I'm going to draw it with a dotted line. So again, this is the height of your triangle, not this side or this side. I'm going to leave this up for a few minutes. I've got a nice song I think will go over really well. After we're done with this, we're going to start on our activity. Enjoy. Five bonus points if you name this song. Okay, if you don't recognize that song, that is of course Ace of Spades by Motorhead.